Hi, and good morning, everyone. My name is Albert, and this is Vlogs About Nothing. Thank you very much for taking the time out of your very busy morning to join me. I really do appreciate it. And as I come to you each and every morning looking just more and more like a perfect background character in like some sort of throwback Sons of Anarchy episode, you know what I mean? With this whole beard, it's really tripping me out. But I hope that you guys are off to a good week, and I think we're in the middle of the week, so for all intents and purposes, I hope that you're doing well. Live long and prosper, my friends. Hey, listen, I want to talk to you guys today about the four C's, okay? So I've been racking my brain, and quite honestly, I just had to Google common words that started with C because for like the last 40 minutes, I decided to remove myself and chill with my cat, which was like the most incredible 40 minutes or so that I've had in recent memory. And let me tell you, pets are therapeutic, but all in the same token, I forgot what I was going to talk about. And so I don't know, I give it a little thought every once in a while. These are, after all, one takes, and I don't want to completely look like an ass. I know that it appears as if I'm quite shameless, but after all, I am just a human being, and this is just a character, so don't take too much offense to it, you hear me? I promise, I don't mean to offend you, unless you had it coming, but I mean, let's talk about these different kinds of words that begin with the letter C. And the first of which is cats, and then we're going to talk about candy, and then we're going to talk about circuses. It's kind of a circus. It's plural circus is not the easiest thing to say. Circuses, it's not difficult to say either. It's just awkward to say. And then we'll round it all off by talking about collars. Not gonna lie, remember, I had to Google what letters were like, what words began with C, because for some reason I completely forgot. It happens, I tell you. So let's talk about cats, all right? If you guys didn't know, every once in a while I'll, I'll just sprinkle some anecdotal personal kind of information about myself. Not as if you guys don't know more about me than I know about myself already. And that's kind of interesting. It's kind of weird, but it's all good because if you knew anything at all about me, you know that I like cats, okay? I'm a people person and I like animals. I really do. I enjoy the little guys, all animals. I walk around all day being able and having the privilege to see all different kinds of animals. I seen a baby squirrel yesterday, and I just see it all the time. I feel like when you look for stuff, you find it, and I'm always looking for animals because they're pretty cool. I got no problem with any animals. I mean, some of them kind of annoy me, but I've really never had. I was just recently doing some work, and I got an opportunity to hang out with some donkeys and some ox, and I had no idea that ox were just old bulls or something. Again, I'm just a dumb city guy. I know not of what I speak, only of just what I believe in, and I believe that these ox were some really big animals, and I guess they're just old. You feel me? And that's cool, because like the older you get, the cooler you get, I guess, at least in the case of the ox. And so let's continue to talk about my own personal little life here and how it doesn't matter. But recently, this past summer, one of the only good things that happened, so far as I'm concerned, is that my roommate and I were able to like pick up two cats. What do I mean when I say pick up two cats? I mean that two cats are legitimately, all caught up with their um governmental stuff. I think they just got chipped and all that good stuff. But anyways, we ended up with two cats, and these little guys, one's a little baby boy. He's a ragdoll tuxedo cat, and the other one is a Savannah Brown cat. Savannah Brown. I don't know. Do I have Savannah syndrome? Is it Havana or Savannah? Anyways, we got one of those, and she's a polydactyl cat, and so it's a fun time to be single, living with another single dude, and enjoying the quality of our lives, and that, like, welcoming these two cats has been just a huge plus for both of us. Again, I just spent 40 minutes of my life hanging out with my cat, and it was awesome. So, our cats is what I'm trying to say are really cool, and they've been a great addition. And if you guys don't like cats, I mean, I guess I can still like you. I don't know how much I like you, but I'm just joking. Cats are, you're either like a cat or a dog person, I guess, and I'm more of like a cat person, honestly. They're super chill. They're not like, dogs are very needy. I love dogs, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying that they require a whole lot more work so far as like I'm concerned, in my opinion. Let's move on and talk about candy. All right, so when I thought of these different words that started with the letter C, I didn't think it would be so dry, but I was tired of talking about serious things, and I'm really happy that that socialism video is doing so well. So, go socialism, go socialists. It doesn't have to be me leading this country in the future, I'm just saying that it could definitely be somebody else. We just need a socialist. It's just, I really don't think we're going to get that, ladies and gentlemen. At least not from somebody like yours, truly. I can guarantee this. Anyways, candy. It's something that I think way too much about. I gotta tell you, it's like a problem, I mean, there's no CAA. Candy's Anonymous. I don't know where the other A came from, but anyways, if there were, I mean, I guess, and no hate, obviously, right? Because I've had points in my life where I've had to have conversations with people that know a lot more about my body than myself. And in these conversations, I'm a pretty good listener, and I have listened, So when I was like 32 years old and a doctor told me that I was pre diabetic, I was like, Jesus Christ, this is not good. And so I stopped eating sugar, right? I mean, not entirely, but I mean, like, I was just like everyone, just like you, I ate a lot of sugar, and it was not good. And at the end of the day, now as an old man, I definitely watch the kinds of foods that I eat and so forth, but I can't get away from candy. And moreover, I'm a pretty physical guy. I try to like to do things that make me sweat. And when I do these things, there's nothing like a good old candy bar. I mean, seriously, what's better than like a really good love sesh and, a nice smoke afterwards? Forgive me for being frank. Probably a nice butterfinger, That's all that I'm saying, right? Can a guy get a little love sesh, get a little smoke, and have a butterfinger, This is all that I'm looking for in life. Anyways, candy is one of those things. It's just something that I think about a lot, and I'm not sure if you, realize how much you think about it too. It's like a constant battle. My mind fights and or battles sugar every single day of my life, whether or not that sugar comes from a candy bar or a bottle of Gatorade. My mind is just constantly in this very much, sort of like Spartacus kind of battle. It's like these 300 little guys are saying, no, no sugar, please. And there's like this influx of all this like other kind of type of stuff that's like sugar, sugar, Anyways, I'm not very good at telling jokes this morning, I suppose. So let's move on to what we're going to be talking about now, which is a circus. Okay, this one I had some good stuff for. And again, look at this piece of paper. I'm pathetic, okay? And that's calling it like, more than fair, I'd say. But anyways, circus. Right now, I can assure you, you're not in one or viewing one. I guess you could view it like that, and I'm okay with those things. I am, in fact, a clown. If I had a ball, I'd try to balance it on my big nose, I really would. I wouldn't be able to, but I definitely try just to entertain you. Anyways, the world's a circus. I mean, at this point, I'd much rather the world be some sort of better rendition of a theatrical guise of something that perpetuates positive and happy stuff, you know. But so far as it goes, currently it's kind of a circus. And the ringleaders of the circus are fascists, you know. Again, like I can't quite understand how I can laughingly say this with such conviction, all while it's absolutely true. And it reminds me of being like a young man, you know, and reading these like science fiction books and like real Orwellian type stuff, right? And hearing about that character in the novel, it's just like, hey, you know, what's going on here? Like, are we all so stupid? You know, like, I think things can be better. I know they can be better. But again, unfortunately, right now, this circus is being run by some ringleaders that are fascists. Excuse my breathing. Listen, I try to work on these little exercises. It's kind of real subtle. I do it on my own. Nobody knows. I just, you know, it's these things that I work on that I'm not quite perfect at yet. So forgive a guy. I'm aiming for perfection and I constantly fall 99% short all of the time, but you know, I'm trying. So I think that's all that matters. Anyways, the circus, you know, we can think about the world in all of those bad ways that I just was jokingly talking about it, but I really feel like a circus in and of itself is not a bad thing. A circus is a place that, you know, can foster some real good memories. I mean, it can also foster some really bad memories. And shout out to all the people out there who've unfortunately had a bad time at a circus, including myself. You know, like, what's up, mom and dad? Why didn't anyone ever take me to a circus? I mean, it's one step below, I guess, a zoo, because at least the circus, the animals get to see other places. Whereas in a zoo, they're kind of like Zootopia it up, I guess. I was way thinking that would sound better, and it came out. And I don't even think that that's the Disney Pixar story about zoos confined in, I mean, about animals confined in zoos. I think I might be talking about Madagascar. Anyways, it's been so long since I've seen a Disney movie. I should probably stop trying to joke and or quote from them. Anyways, not to mention that good old Disney. Anyways, we're not going to get into the Disney conversation. All right, so we've talked about cats, we talked about candy, we've talked about a circus, and now I want to finish this video out by talking about collars. You know, is it just me, or does the collar make, like, the person? Does the collar make the outfit? And now I beg the question to y'all, like, what is starch? Okay, so I'm really familiar with Google. I have a smartphone. I even have half a brain. It's just, I have not yet Googled what starch is. And is spackle something you put on clothes or on walls? Anyways, I'm thinking to myself, and is cornstarch something that you put on collars? I feel like I really miss my grandma right now because she was a plethora of basic common sense information that I had not available to me, which unfortunately, Grandma, I still have no access to. So I miss you very much. Anyways, like, how do you make collars stiff? For lack of a better word, you know? I mean, again, because I feel like it's something that my grandma talked about and or probably my mom knows something about. Where are you, mom? Did you forget you had an oldest son? I understand that the phone works both ways, but hey, your boy here needs some help. Please let me know what to do about my collar. I'm not sure, and I really don't want to Google it because I don't want to be any more pathetic than I already am. So I'm just saying that if a friend happens to catch this video and you want to talk to me about how fixing your collar is something that is entirely possible and all you got to do is use some stuff that comes out of a can and then you iron it. I mean, I guess I got to learn how to iron first. Jesus Christ, Grandma. Mom, what have you done to me? I don't know how to iron. I don't know what starch is. I'm not sure if spackle is something you put on walls or in the collar of your t-shirts. This is real talk. I might be in character, but I'm not lying when I tell you guys these things. Oh my god. Anyways, I'm gonna get out of character. Hey, listen, I really appreciate you guys watching my videos. I really do. And I don't mean to be as dumb as I am sometimes, you know? I always talk about common sense and stuff all the time, but like, boy, I tell you, sometimes my mind is just I guess not anywhere near where it needs to be. I mean, I'm really concerned that I don't know how to fix a collar or iron a t-shirt. I feel like these are basic things that we should all know how to do. Whatever. I'm a hopeless, helpless man. I'm just saying that, like, that's what it boils down to, right? I mean, do you know how to change a flat tire? I can, just barely, but I'm just saying that this is one of those standards, right? The other day, yesterday, in fact, we had some stuff delivered to the apartment, and I was helping this guy back into a parking space, right? And every guy, I swear to God, it's like a part of the guy code, you know? Like, if you see a guy like around another guy, and that guy or one of those guys is driving a truck, and the other guy just happily gets out and all of a sudden turns into this like certified traffic master, and is throwing all these hand signs and everything like, come back, all right, cool, I know ASL, the guy code ASL, which allows me to help my buddies come in and or out of tight spaces. See, these are the very low standards that basic dumb men like myself set for ourselves. I'm not gonna lie, this is not a secret. I'm sorry, guys, I'm not trying to sell us out. I'm just saying that you're not a member of the club if you don't know how to do these things, like change a tire or help your buddy back into a parking space. Again, I've been yelled at. Like, this is something that you learn as a guy, all right? And I'm not saying no love lost to the ladies out there, because I'm sure some of y'all have had a male in their life at some point, or just even like a hard like woman, and that like they're just kind of facilitating things and they have no time for nonsense. I'm just saying that, like, anyways, I hope that you guys are doing well, all right? I spend way too much time of my life talking about things that you probably don't care about. But I mean, what else would I be doing this channel for? Oh, for the record too, when people make it this far into my videos, I kind of like to be super, super honest. And I don't know what's up with my eye. You feel me? I mean, like, I think as I get older, I'm developing this lazy eye. And so I don't know. I'm just gonna have to Google eye exercises or something. But does that make me any less of a person? I hope not. Please don't hate me for having a lazy eye or some sort of variation of cross eyes, or just also keep in mind that I smoke a lot of weed. Okay, so I'm just saying, I was replaying a video from last night and I was like, Jesus Christ, Albert. If anyone and everyone just knew that you had smoked like 4 or 5 bowls or something, it may help or it may not. I mean, maybe sometimes what I say is not at all what people want to hear. It is the truth though, okay? So I don't know what else to say. I might be a good actor and I'm good at lying, as in, like, if you give me a script or you tell me what I gotta do, I'm happily gonna do that, you feel me? But if that's not the case, then boy, I'm not just a terrible liar, I'm the worst liar. And it's I don't know, you feel me? It's just something I'm incapable of doing. And so it's all good. Anyways, I hope that you guys have a really good day. I just can't thank y'all enough for watching these videos. Today I'll post a shower vlog video. I'm not quite sure when it's gonna happen. I have no plans, which is incredible. Today has been the only day in like 2 weeks where I don't have like a single thing to do, like no one's coming by. I'm not trying to do anything. Like, I'm literally just trying to undress from this, nice fit that I got going on here. You guys say hi to my knee or whatever. Anyways, hope that you guys have a wonderful Wednesday. Take care of yourselves, stay safe, and I'll talk to you guys really soon, okay? If you're not already a subscriber, make sure and hit that subscribe button. I know a lot of you guys are watching these videos. I mean, nothing ever changes here, you feel me? Like, it is what it is. You get what you get. You watch one video and I'm pretty sure that, like, you kind of know what the channel's about. I mean, if you don't, then, you may need more help than I do, and I'm not sure if I'm the person that can do that, obviously. Anyways, I hope that you guys have a really good day, and we'll talk to you soon, all right? Bye.